I'm Chef Dave in the kitchen of Campo on the Truckee River in beautiful downtown Reno. And Chef Arturo Moscoso is with me, and we're going to do some pasta. They make everything fresh here, and we're going to start out with a phenomenal dough. Tell me about the dough.
Well, the dough, we use flour and semolina that come from Italy, and the farm eggs from Haji Paul's. It's a local producer. As like I said before, we use everything locally. This is Zach. He's my assistant. He does all the pastas for the restaurant daily. We go through about 50 pounds of semolina and flour every other day because we go through a lot of fresh pasta. So in this occasion, I'm going to show you guys how we do. This is fresher than this is not.
Yes.
We are going to do this raviolo with a farm fresh egg from Haji Paul's. The baby char that comes from Sierra Edibles. That is Gary Romano's farm. And we have our fresh ricotta that we make here in the house with nutmeg and grana padano. So I'm going to start rolling the pasta. It's a brand new pasta machine that Marquez got us as a present. I used to work with this pasta machine in Italy, and it's just it's the best. It's the best. So we are rolling the dough. As you see, the dough goes through here, and it's a roll that press the pasta, looking for the right texture, right? When we do this raviolo, we like to keep it really light and thin. In that way, you definitely taste all the ingredients in the inside. You see, we roll it a couple times. You should check it out. It gets a little wet. So at this point, we add a little bit more flour. Can you start putting some nutmeg in there, please? Sure. Zach, thank you. So we keep rolling it. I add a little bit of flour, just a dust. In that way, it doesn't stack in the roll and it breaks or rips.
Chef, I always tell people one of the secret spices of chefs is nutmeg. It does so much for so many foods.
Such a beautiful flavor. It's a little bit more. So we just grate the nutmeg in the ricotta. It's a very, very traditional mix of ingredients. We just add the fresh egg inside, then we seal the raviolo. So when you put it in the water, it cooks just perfectly. It's almost like poaching inside the pocket, right?
Yes.
So the ricotta and char or spinach is a very, very classic, like I said, Piemontese style ravioli mix. So you see it's getting nice and thin. Let me see. Perfect.
It's the art of pasta making. It truly is an art.
It is an art, and you have to have the patience and the passion for it because it's not easy, it's not quick. It takes a little bit of time to make it. So our pasta is the right thickness. We're going to move on to the table to work it. When I do ravioli, I don't put any egg wash or water to seal the pasta. I just use the same texture. It's a little wet,
yes,
as you see. So this is just
very little moisture.
Very little moisture. That's right. So I measure the pasta, in that way we can have the idea how we're going to stuff the raviolo, right? And you have different ways. You can use a cutter. You can do it by hand. You can do a ring or a square. It's up to you. So pasta is laid. We're going to start with first a little bit of the ricotta. It's just a mix: ricotta, nutmeg, and grana padano. So we're going to do a dollop right here. See, it's almost the shape that we're looking for. Then we do a nest. This is the baby char and caramelized onions. We'll put it right there. Seat it. We make kind of like a nest for the egg.
For the egg.
That's right. So this is the tricky part. Hopefully it works, right?
Yeah.
So we don't put the whole thing, but we put it almost a little bit of the white and the yellow. So that's the stuff. That's how it goes into the water. Now let me put a little bit of salt. This again, kosher salt. Right in there.
Do you have a preference over kosher salt, sea salt, or just different application?
Well, I really like to use kosher. It's very clean. It's consistent. The grain is the same size all the time, and it's not that heavy. So when we're used to cook in the kitchen, it's always the same amount of salt. When the salt is super fine, it's a little tricky. So then we seal the ravioli like this, right? And with our hands, we just press around it. In this way, you take the extra air that is inside of the pocket, if you will. Once the stuffing is sealed, then we cut the cutter, and you can do a square cut. Just trim it. Or you can also do a little round cut.
There you go.
You know,
This is a giant ravioli.
this is a giant raviolo. Exactly. Raviolo because it's one, ravioli when it's many.
There we
in
go.
Italian. So, you know, we're a rustic restaurant. Very simple. The dough is sealed, and we're ready to go.
All right. When we come back, we will go to the heat. In other words, we'll boil it and see how it comes out. Stay tuned. Stand by. Much more to come on Wake Up Call. You're watching Loaded TV from Reno, and I'm in the kitchen with great chefs. Don't go away. And I'm Dave Preston, back in the kitchen at Campo with Chef Arturo Moscoso, and we're doing a raviolo, which is a wonderful, wonderful big ravioli that's got some beautiful,
It's a farm egg, fresh farm egg, and it has baby chard and onions from Gary Romano, Sierra Edible. And like I said, the egg comes from Haji Balls. This is a raviolo because it's one, and it's a big, big guy. It's stuffed with ricotta, grana padano, there's a parmesan, and a little bit of nutmeg.
And now we've got one cooking, and now we're going to put a sauce together for all this.
So in this situation, it has cheese already, it has some greens, it has an egg. So I really like the combination with the rucola. So what I do is do a little nest of rucola right there, where it's going to be coming the egg. In a saute pan, I grab a little bit of butter, and we're going to start going down with it. We melt the butter, and we add a little bit of cream. This cream has boiled with a couple cloves of garlic, okay? So we just go straight with cream and butter. That is the best combination ever, right?
It's remarkable.
So we just start bringing it to boil. At this point, the egg is cooking for about 2 minutes. We don't want to cook it too much, so we're going to get it out of the water. As you see, the raviolo is cooked right here, and the egg is nicely poached.
That's about 4 minutes.
About 3 to 4 minutes, yes. So at this point, the cream is going. We're going to taste it. As we chef, a little bit of salt. We add the salt, and we add a little bit of cheese. This is the grana padano. It's one of the ingredients that is also inside the raviolo. At this point, we add the raviolo into the sauce. Why? Because in that way, the pasta absorbs the flavor of the sauce. That's how we do it in Italy. The pasta always go into the saute pan with the sauce, and the way you cook it together, and the pasta absorbs all those flavors that you have. It's just beautiful. So you see, we reduce the cream till nappe, what it means that, you know, it's in the spoon, it's nice and creamy, no over reduce. And you see, at this moment, we're going to transfer the raviolo from the saute pan in top of the rucola. And it's just right there. And then we finish it with a little bit of our delicious grana padano cream sauce. We add a little more cheese.
Never too much cheese.
Never too much cheese. And extra virgin olive oil. And voila, that we have.
That is an amazing dish at an amazing restaurant. It's Campo in downtown Reno. And Chef, once again, has done one of those things that I've got to get to the table and get my knife and fork going. I think Brandy isn't around, so I'm not going to tell her about this one.
She will love these. She will
I'm not going to tell her about it, though. Much more to come on Wake Up Call. Stay tuned, stand by. We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back to Wake Up Call. I'm Chef Dave.